Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm JJ Crossing and this is my island Frostbite. Let's see who's here. We have Dobie and Eric. Look at them having a nice conversation. I always think the shadow of the flower is a villager, but it's not. My bad. I should know it's not a villager. Look at them. They're so cute. Anyway, today's video build is of a giant lake. I'm going to be doing it at the back of my island. I'm hoping I have enough space. I don't know if I do. If I don't, I'll just have to make it a bit smaller. It's not a problem. But I will be doing a lake. And I have decided to put my campsite with it. So we're doing a campsite lake. I'm just hoping I can pull it off. Oh, I was going to say, have they made each other angry? But no, they haven't. They're happy. I will be doing my campsite with the lake. So I don't know how it's going. I have no plans apart from I'm putting my campsite with a lake. I will be using the Mario pipes so you can access the campsite. Well, more for me to access the campsite because it's not going to be anything great decorating wise. I'll do a little island with the campsite, but that's about it. But I will have a pipe if I remember to get over there. So let's just get on and do my campsite lake build. Let's go. I will obviously start off with the terraforming. That's how I do my builds, well, a lot of them anyway. If it's more of an island that I'm doing like this with a lot of terraforming, then I do start off with the terraforming and then I'll get my terraforming how I want it and then I'll decorate. It's easier that way. And then as I'm obviously building and whatever, I will then take away the terraforming or put more terraforming depending on what the area is, what I'm doing. So if I need a bit more space once I've done the terraforming to place a tree, then I'll just, sort it all out, make it a bit bigger, fit my tree and whatever. So that's why you always see the terraforming first, because I have to start with the terraforming. It's so much easier to just start with the terraforming. Like I said, you can always add to the terraforming or take away. So always, well, my advice is always do the terraforming first and then get it how you want it. If you're putting the campsite like I am, obviously, then get your building, place it. Well, no, not technically place it. Just see what it looks like in the area. I always see what my buildings look like before placing them. So if it doesn't look right, you can then fix the terraforming before you actually place it. And then, I've lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't know. It always happens. And I don't know why. No, I do know why. I'm forgetful. Very forgetful. No, I'm not very forgetful. But this build is going to be a very big build because I'm doing the terraforming and the lake and the campsite all in one. I reckon it's going to take me so long. Only time will tell. When I finish it, I'll know how long it's taken. I'm hoping it doesn't take me too long. But I will get the terraforming done and the water, and then I will do the decorating like always. There will be, or there may be, some places left, only because obviously I don't know, as I'm building this, what I'm putting around it, in front of it, and all of that. So I may just get the campsite bit done and decorate all that bit, and then leave the front of the lake, because I don't know, I may extend the lake. It depends on how big it will come out as I'm doing it. So I don't know how big it's going to be, and then I don't know if I want to then extend it to make it bigger or make it smaller. I don't know. Obviously we haven't got that far yet, so that will be when I decide to build and terraform round it, like the front bit. I don't know whether to have a lookout point. No, I will actually. I will have the lookout point in front, like at the front of the lake. But I'm going to do it so I have a walkway between the cliff that's the lookout and the lake. So then maybe you can still get down there and walk around it. So I think that's my mission, is to have a little walkway so you can walk between the terraforming and the lake at the front, because I want the lookout point so you can see it, but then I also want you to be able to get down to it. So I might put a house in front of the lake, not right in front of it, but like to the side, and have that villager have all like some fishing stuff outside their house. That's actually a good idea. I will be doing that. I'm not sure what villager will go there. I'm considering Dobie because he's an older wolf. So I'm thinking retirement. He can go there and he's then enjoying his retirement by fishing. That's a possibility. I think that's a good idea. Dobie, my fisherman. I think I will put Dobie there. I don't know where he's going, but he will go by the lake so he can fish. Okay, that might be my next build after this, to put Dobie by my lake. Oh, have I just given myself my next build? Yes, I have. Let's go. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. So we all know what my next build is. I've just told you. As much as I love doing the lake, or a lake, and the terraform and all of that, it gets really boring doing the water, especially when you're doing a lake, because it's just literally one round circle. Not circle as such, but it's just the constant, it depends on how big it is and how you're shaping it, because I never know how to shape water. Like, little bits of water is fine, but when it comes to like the skinny rivers or the edging of a lake, I always struggle because I don't know how big or how wide or what angles to do when it comes to doing them. The one by my house, the one that snakes around, the amount of times I was running away from it just to go back to it, just to make sure, like taking pieces away, adding pieces, putting this here and that. It took me a little while, but it was the joys of editing that you don't see, the fact that I'm constantly running backwards and forwards like a headless chicken. Does that look right? And especially when I do my builds and I'm decorating, if I place something I'm sure you've seen in a few of my builds that I have to run to the front of the build just to see what it looks like, and then I'll go and change it or whatever if I need to. I just can't help myself. I'm not one of these people that will just build and then look at it at the end. I have to constantly up, down. If it's on a cliff, up the cliff, down the cliff, up the cliff, down the cliff, just to see what it looks like, see if my items look okay where they are. So yeah, that's a bit about me with this decorating. I always have to look and running around in circles is my thing. If I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm having a moment where I've done what I need to do, but then I need to decorate around the outside and whatever, and I'm not sure, I run around in circles on my island, just in one spot, just round and round in circles till I think of something, and then I'll go and raid the storage shed. Once I've figured out, oh, maybe that would look alright, or maybe I could do this, or maybe that would look good, and then I'll raid the storage shed, and then I'll see other items, and I'm like, but then do they go? Do they not go? And then I have to try certain items to see which one I want in that place. So for example, if I want a frozen pillar, or one of the plain pillars, or one of the ruined pillars, and whatever one looks better, I'll have. But I'll try all of them to see which one I like. So that's how the builds come along, how they become what they become, because I'm constantly trying different things, see what looks better in place. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, maybe I'll use that, and then I'll place it, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, but then I won't try any of the others. But I do have to run around like a headless chicken, backwards and forwards, up and down, to get what I want. And I suppose everybody does it, or most people do it, because that's how you see what looks good and what doesn't on your builds. I'm just waffling on right now. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, I do know what I'm talking about, but I'm just waffling on because I like to waffle about a load of random things. Some things you may not even be interested in, but I'm going to say it anyway. So you're just going to have to get used to it. You lot wanted the talking, so you got the talking, and half of it is just a load of mumble jumble, because I ain't got a clue what I'm talking about. I'm just talking for the sake of talking. I blame you lot. You wanted me to talk, so I'm talking. You may relate to me in some of the stuff that comes out of my mouth. You may not, but I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna talk about whatever comes to mind when I'm doing these videos, because where I'm obviously doing the forest, it's gonna have all the terraforming, and I then don't want to put the music where the terraforming is and then slow it right down and be like, oh, I'm placing this here, I'm placing that there, oh, that looks good there, that's cute. So if I just speed the whole thing up and just talk about everything and anything, then hopefully, maybe, I don't know where I was going with this conversation, or this speech, or whatever you would call it. I don't know, but I quite like the way I'm editing at the minute, where I'm speeding it all up and then talking over the top. How I've come to do it is I will do my intro, and then I will turn my mic off, do my build, and then at the end of the build I will stand there and waffle about what's going on in the build and everything else in between, because I find it so much easier, especially obviously with it all being terraforming. This way of editing is so much easier, so I'm editing how I used to, where I'm just speeding up the whole build, but then I'm talking like jingle, not technically like jingle because I'm not explaining what I'm placing in that sense, but I am talking through the builds. I'm not necessarily doing a voiceover because I ain't that technically advanced yet. I know the basics. I know to turn my microphone on, press record on OBS and talk and record the build. That's as much as I can do. I'm not tech savvy, so the whole recording, voiceover, yeah, no, that's not me. I'm just standing here. I'll just stand at the end of my build once I've done it and have a good old waffle. So please forgive me. No, don't forgive me. It's fine. Because this is how I'm doing it. This is how we are recording. There was one thing I wanted to talk about. The new Nintendo Switch. I think it's the Switch 2. Who's excited for it? I don't know whether I am or I'm not. I don't know. I've got a few mixed feelings about it. I would like to get it because it's a new Switch. But my feelings or my thinking right now is, do I get it as soon as it releases without knowing if there's a new Animal Crossing coming out? Because I don't want to waste my money on the Switch 2 without the Animal Crossing, if that makes sense. I'd rather know that Animal Crossing is being released for Switch 2, a new Animal Crossing that I can play with and record and whatever, instead of just jumping right in, getting it, and then not being Animal Crossing for a while. So I'm thinking of maybe just sticking to the old Switches with Animal Crossing until I know for definite there's a new Animal Crossing game coming out for the Switch 2. I don't know. I'm debating about that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, if I'm going to get it straight away or not. But comment below if you're getting the Switch 2. I am excited for the Switch 2 because it's a new console. But because we've heard nothing about a new Animal Crossing game, it's like, well, do I waste my money or not? So that is my thoughts, or are my thoughts. So that's my thoughts on the new Nintendo Switch. Do I get it and hope that Animal Crossing will come out eventually? Or do I wait till I know for certain that Animal Crossing is coming out for the new Nintendo? Decisions. And I'm not the best at decisions. I am indecisive, as we all know. So yeah, I am excited for it, but I don't know yet. I most probably will get it, but I don't know. It's always I don't know. With me doing my build and talking at the end of the video before I stop recording, I always worry if there's enough chat bit to last the whole video once it's been edited. Because a few of my builds have been too much talking, but then a few of my builds have been not enough. So I've taken bits of me talking from a video that has too much talking to put in a video that has not enough talking. So if it's all madness and you're like, well, you've just spoken about that, to then talk about this, to then go back to that, yeah, that's why. That is the reason why. Because I either waffle too much or I waffle not enough. And I then have to go back and be like, right, what can I fit in this tiny little gap, because I've missed about however long of not talking. And I don't just want to put the music there. I want to talk throughout the whole thing, because that's what you guys like. So I'm trying to figure out how long my build will be sped up and then how long I have to talk. So for example, if my build's like an hour and a half, if I'm speeding that hour and a half up and cutting out what you don't need to see, like all the bits that I'm just, I don't know, that you don't need to see, I don't know how short it's going to go down to. So an hour and a half could go down to 20 minutes. I tried to get it down to about 20 minutes, depending on the size of the build and what I'm building. So then at the end, because I've started talking at the end of my build, once I've done it, how long do I talk for? That's what we're trying to establish. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because it's either too much talking or not enough talking. So if it's all jumpy with, well, you were talking about this and then you've moved to this and then you're going back to that, that could be possibly why. Not enough talking or too much talking. And that is all for today's build. Look at Kyle in the background. He was just standing at the lake singing. Bless him. Let's go see what we built. The campsite lake. I don't know if it will stay this shape and this size. I may make it a bit bigger. I want this as a little walkway, which is why it's been left. I don't know what's going here, but just literally here is my land bridge. So yeah, I'm figuring out, it's not that far, I'm figuring out what I need to do. Oh look, he's back to singing. He's cute. I like Kyle. There's my campsite. We have Pierce in the campsite because I time traveled to put the campsite in, and we had campsite villager, so it is Pierce. I'm not getting him because he's not a wolf. So it looks good with the campsite up. So dream address, I will have my campsite in place. I have left this bit because I'm sure I said somewhere that I would be putting a villager house here or near the lake. So I'm thinking of putting Dobie's house here, or terraforming this out a little bit, but still putting his house here and extending this bit of river or lake. So that is the plan. It may be next build, it may not, depending on what I decide to do for next build. But I'm thinking to get his house in, because I do have Dobie. I'm thinking to just get his house in, so then he's placed, and then I can decorate or terraform round it wherever I need to. So I think maybe it will be next build. Dobie will go here, and I will give him a fishing spot here. So I don't know if this will be extended. There is a pipe. Let me go over here. Just behind that tree there, you can see it poking through. On where the bench is, or the sofa, that tree, the cedar tree next to it, there is a pipe behind it. So I will put a pipe somewhere on the island around this bit. Here is the pipe that I will be using, or I could use one of these ones. But this pipe I'm using for my flowers and trees to get there. But that will be around here somewhere for you to just go and jump through that, and then it will lead you over to that bit. But this is my campsite build. I did put a few windmills, which we'll be able to see better once I've put a bit of cliff here, because I'm going to put Dobie over this side and then have a path so you can actually walk round this way to then go that way. But then I will also have a cliff going along this way, so then you can stand up here and look out over the lake. So once I've done that bit of terraforming, you'll be able to see more of the windmill that I put there. I think I put 3 or 4 up there. I'm not sure. I think maybe, I don't know. But that is the end of this build. And that is all for today's build. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment. And I will see you all back here for my next video. Bye guys.